And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Battlelore certainly made a big splash when it came out. I still enjoy playing the game quite a bit, although I don't play it as much as I used to, but I've been really looking forward to this expansion for a long time. Battlelore Heroes, which has come out finally after years after I found out about the game coming out. And what Heroes is doing to Battlelore is it's kind of recognizing the potential of it. I would say almost Battlelore has that feeling of Warcraft 3 in a sense with these heroes, the special characters that come forth. Now, honestly, it's been so long since I've waited for the game that there really was no way I could live up to the hype, and it's the first game I've got that I cannot, my box now is absolutely jam-packed full, so I cannot fit the stuff in. Now, believe you me, Battlelore Heroes requires two things. One, you're going to need to realize it's going to add a little bit of complexity to the game. Not a lot, but a little. And two, it's going to make you play in a campaign setting in a sense where you're playing several battles in a row, or otherwise these heroes are useless. Let's take a look at these heroes.
Here are the models that come in a set. There's one hero for each of the main types: the warrior, the wizard, the mage, the thief, and the leader. And then there's also an extra model for each person in case they happen to be mounted. Then they have a mounted figure for each, and they come with their own flag. The game also comes with a bunch of hero sheets, and here's where you're going to keep track of your hero. Because, see, as the game progresses, your hero will go from battle to battle, and as long as he does not die, you will get experience, which will give him better and better abilities. And that's probably the neatest thing about heroes, are these ability cards that come. Let's say, for example, I'm going to take the priest. I have a choice to pick between these different ability cards. I might want to take the battle hymn, but before I take the battle hymn, I have to take chant. So I could take chant as one of my starting abilities, or I could take riding, which would let him be on a horse. Or I can take Herbal Remedy, which lets me heal people. Now, these heroes are going to be used in combat, and there's two ways that they can be used in combat. You can either use them basically as a warrior, where they go around fighting on their own. For most of the heroes, that's not worth it, except maybe the warrior, or maybe the magician. Other than that, though, they can also be a leader, where you put them with a group of people and move them around. Here we're going to have shades from Richard Borg's other game, Commands and Colors Ancients, where these are going to feel like the leaders in that game. But these guys are more powerful. The expansion comes with a huge deck of artifact cards, and you're going to draw 3 of these cards at the beginning when you make your hero, and pick one of them. Some of them are one-time potions, but other ones, for example, this is a Jade Jabber. It's a weapon enhancement. It gives you an extra battle die when you're fighting against green banner foot units. Or the Orb of Protection. You ignore the sword hits and melee from mounted units. Or the Master Physician. After each adventure, you can visit the Master Physician to take a heal off your character sheet. And so you're going to get these, and as the game progresses, depending on what kind of scenarios you can get more of them. Sometimes there's treasure scenarios where you will move around and find treasures that can give you experience points, or more of these tokens. You keep track with these experience point tokens that come with the game, and you can get more and more of these treasures. In fact, the rules even have this thing where once you get good enough, your character can ascend to the council. And there's tokens for them to ascend to the war council, and then they have a protege, and they can bequeath one of their artifacts to him. Again, we look at the sheet here, and you can pick a name for your person. For example, this guy's name is Dumbledore, because he was a wizard. The guy who played this wasn't very original. It shows what kind of staff, what kind of damage that staff does, if they're by themselves, what skills they have, what artifacts, how many hits they've taken in combat. And these things will grow as you go from battle to battle. But realize, if you play a single battle with heroes, they're not that interesting because they come on the board, they're a huge target for your opponent because they're basically a victory point if you can take out the hero, and they're not as powerful, but if you play with them time and time again, they grow in might.
The heroes never actually become what I would say Superman, where they, oh, it's a hero, That's one thing I like about Battlelore. Even the monsters that we've seen show up in the past have never become anything that you run in fear from. But still, they can be useful, and if you give them a skill and a weapon, they can be quite devastating. I guess my only problem with the heroes is, again, I already mentioned this, is in one battle initially, A warrior is just, he'll knock the socks off anything else because he's just so powerful in the beginning. The other guys, I mean, he can go out there and help you battle. The other guys, they get enough skills. The wizard and the cleric, they can do things. The assassin can do things. But it usually takes a couple skills to get the ball rolling on those. And so if you're going to use this in any kind of fashion in your campaign, then you're going to have to make a campaign about it. The book comes, the rule book comes with a lot of different rules about how to use these guys in different scenarios. It comes with some battle camps, but it also has some scenarios in the back that you can use, and it talks about how to use this with basically everything that's already been included with the game so far. There's nothing really. There's some new terrain in here. What is it? The graveyard and the witch's hut. But there's nothing really spectacular about it other than the heroes. So another downside, I suppose, is if you both want to use the same hero, both want to use warriors, you're going to need to buy 2 sets because there's only 1 warrior each set unless one of you has picked riding. But even then, there's only 1 banner to go around. I like the heroes. They're not as fantastic as I thought they would be. They do add another dimension to the game. However, let's say you're playing with Battlelore and you're picking the special abilities for your side. You're using the setups from the game, some of the other expansions, and you're adding stuff. Adding heroes to that, plus the Battlelore Council, is going to add more time to set up. Battlelore is already by far of the series takes the longest to set up. Heroes is going to only increase that. But if you play this a lot, then this is an expansion you're definitely going to want to get because it's something you're going to see fruition happen as time goes by. The more battles you play, and of course, and again, there's also the loss when one of your heroes dies. So if you are a die-hard Battlelore fan, this is a must. This is something that will keep you playing the game time and time again, probably more than any of the other expansions. But if you're someone who plays Battlelore occasionally, you want to play a battle here and then I would skip Heroes expansion and go for something else that gives you more scenarios. This is something that is best played over a series of time.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.